The lost city of the Tartessians. Imagine a city so wealthy that its ships' anchors were made of pure silver. A city that was the first true civilization in Western Europe, flourishing while Rome was just a village of mud huts. The Greeks called it the edge of the world. The Bible called it Tarshish, the source of King Solomon's gold. We know it existed. We have their jewelry. We have their writing which no one can read. But we have one problem. The city itself is missing. Around 500 BC, it vanished. No ruins. No temples. Nothing. Did it sink into the sea like Atlantis? Was it burned to the ground by jealous rivals? For 2,500 years, it has been a ghost story. But now, new technology and a shocking discovery in a Spanish marsh are bringing the ghost back to life. This is the hunt for Tartessos. Intro. Welcome to the greatest archaeological mystery in Europe. For centuries, historians argued if Tartessos was real or just a Greek myth. It was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, the Strait of Gibraltar, in what is now Andalusia, southern Spain. This was the Wild West of the ancient Mediterranean. The Tartessians were the masters of metal. They controlled the mines that fueled the economies of the Phoenicians, the Greeks, and the Near East. They were rich, powerful, and sophisticated. And then, silence. They disappeared from the historical record almost overnight. Today we are joining the modern hunt. We are looking at satellite scans that show buried structures, analyzing an undeciphered language, and investigating a new archaeological site where the Tartessians may have ritually destroyed their own civilization. The story of Tartessos is the real-life inspiration for Atlantis. If you love hunting for lost cities that science is just beginning to understand, hit that like button right now. Subscribe to Adventure Hidden because this investigation is about to change history books. Chapter 1. The Legend of the Silver Mountain. To find the city, we first have to follow the money. And in the ancient world, Tartessos was the bank. The Greek accounts. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote of a Phocian Greek captain named Kaleos who was blown off course by a storm around 640 BC. He landed in a strange land past Gibraltar and met a Tartessian king named Arganthonios, the Silver Man. The king was so wealthy and generous that he gave Kaleos enough silver to build a massive defensive wall around his home city in Greece. Herodotus claimed Arganthonios lived to be 120 years old and ruled for 80 years, a sure sign that we are dealing with myth mixed with fact. The biblical connection. Many scholars believe Tartessos is the biblical city of Tarshish. The Old Testament describes ships of Tarshish bringing King Solomon cargoes of gold and silver, ivory and apes and peacocks every 3 years. The source of wealth. The legend was based on a geological reality. Southern Spain is rich in metals. Silver and gold. The Rio Tinto mines, which are still worked today, have been producing precious metals for 5,000 years. Tin. This was the crucial element. Tartessos controlled the trade route for tin coming from the British Isles. Tin is needed to make bronze. In the Bronze Age, controlling tin was like controlling oil today. Tartessos was the gatekeeper of the most strategic resource on Earth. The cliffhanger. So, we have a city of immense wealth, strategically located at the gateway between the Mediterranean and the Atlantic. They had everything going for them. So why, in the middle of their golden age, did the light suddenly go out? Chapter 2. The people who disappeared. Who were the Tartessians? For a long time, we thought they were just local tribes trading with the clever Phoenicians. We were wrong. The first Western civilization, Tartessos, was not just a trading post, it was a homegrown civilization. Social structure. They had a complex hierarchy with kings, an elite warrior class, and skilled artisans. Technology. They were masters of hydraulic engineering, building canals and agricultural systems in the marshlands of the Guadalquivir River Delta. The undeciphered script. The most tantalizing clue they left behind is their writing. Archaeologists have found about 100 stone stele monuments, covered in a unique script known as Tartessian or Southwestern script. It is the oldest known writing in Western Europe. It is a semi-syllabic script, likely adapted from the Phoenician alphabet. The problem. We can read the letters but we don't know the language. It is an isolate, meaning it is not related to Latin, Greek, or any known Celtic tongue. It is a linguistic locked room. Until we crack the code, the Tartessians cannot speak to us. The cliffhanger. We have their writing. We have their stunning gold jewelry, like the treasure of El Carambolo, which shows a fusion of local and Phoenician styles. We know what they were. But we still don't know where they lived. The hunt for the capital city has frustrated archaeologists for centuries. Chapter 3. The Hunt for the City Beneath the Marsh. If you are looking for a lost city in southern Spain, you have a massive problem. The landscape has changed completely in 2,500 years. The changing coastline. In ancient times, the area south of modern Seville was a vast bay called the Lacus Ligustinus. The Guadalquivir River flowed into this bay, creating a large estuary filled with islands. The ancient texts say the capital city of Tartessos was located on an island between two branches of the river's mouth. Today that bay is gone. It is filled in with silt and is now the vast, marshy Dinana National Park. The modern search. The city is likely buried tens of meters under mud and water. You can't just dig there. Satellite scans. In the 2000s, scientists used satellite imagery and digital terrain modeling to look beneath the surface of the Dinana marshes. They found something startling: large, circular and rectangular anomalies buried deep underground. They look suspiciously like man-made structures, perhaps walls, canals or temple foundations. The Atlantis connection. Some researchers jumped on this, claiming these circular structures matched Plato's description of Atlantis. While most archaeologists reject the direct Atlantis link, they agree that something massive is buried there. The cliffhanger, but the Dinana is a protected nature reserve. Major excavations are almost impossible. The search for the capital is gridlocked. But while the main city remains elusive, a new discovery further inland has just blown the entire investigation wide open. Chapter 4. The Smoking Gun, Casas del Turinuolo. Sometimes you find what you are looking for in the last place you expect. The biggest breakthrough didn't happen on the coast. It happened inland in the Extremadura region, at a site called Casas del Turinuolo. The discovery, 2017. Present archaeologists began excavating a large mound that looked like a natural hill. Underneath, they found a massive two-story Tartessian building made of adobe and stone, dating to around 500 BC, the exact time of the collapse. It is the best-preserved Tartessian structure ever found. The ritual destruction. What they found inside was shocking. The building hadn't just fallen down, it was deliberately, ritually destroyed by the people who built it. The Great Sacrifice. In the central courtyard they found the remains of a massive sacrifice. Over 50 animals including horses, cows, pigs and a dog. They were killed, laid out in pairs, and then the entire building was set on fire and buried under tons of earth. The missing gods. They found an altar but no statues of gods. It seems they were removed before the destruction. The implications. This wasn't an attack by enemies. This was a controlled demolition. It suggests a society in deep crisis, performing a final, desperate ritual before abandoning their world. The cliffhanger. Why would a civilization destroy its own greatest buildings? What were they afraid of? The evidence from Turinuolo points away from a slow decline and towards a sudden, catastrophic event. Chapter 5. The Catastrophe. Why did Tartessos vanish? The end of Tartessos was abrupt. Around 550 to 500 BC, the historical mentions stop, the trade dries up, and sites like Turinuolo are buried. What happened? Theory 1. The Phoenician takeover, economic war. The Phoenicians, from Carthage, were longtime trading partners of Tartessos. But as Carthage grew more powerful, they may have decided they no longer wanted partners. They wanted control. They may have militarily crushed Tartessos to seize the silver mines and the tin route. The destruction of the city could have been an act of war. Theory 2. The geological disaster, the Atlantis theory. The region is seismically active. It sits near the boundary of the Eurasian and African tectonic plates. A massive earthquake could have leveled the city. More likely, a mega tsunami, like the one that destroyed Lisbon in 1755, could have roared into the ancient bay, drowning the island city and burying it under meters of mud and sand in a single day. This fits the Atlantis myth perfectly. Theory 3. Economic collapse. Did the tin trade route shift? Did the mines run dry? A sudden economic crash could have led to social collapse, forcing the people to abandon their cities and retreat into the countryside. The synthesis. The ritual destruction at Turinuolo suggests they knew the end was coming. Perhaps a combination of factors. A tsunami damaging the capital, followed by a Carthaginian power grab, forced the Tartessian elite to perform a final sacrifice, bury their temples and flee into history. Chapter 6. The final verdict, the ghost that refuses to fade. Tartessos is no longer a myth. We have their gold, their writing, and now their sacred buildings. We know they were the first light of civilization in the European West. The search for the capital city in the Dinana marshes continues, hampered by water and mud. It may take decades or new technology to finally locate it. But the discovery at Casas del Turinuolo has taught us something even more profound. We are not looking for a city that was simply lost. We are looking for a civilization that may have chosen to disappear. They buried their world, perhaps hoping to preserve it or perhaps to hide it from the future. Otro. The legend of Tartessos, the Silver Mountain, inspired the Greeks, the Romans, and perhaps even Plato's Atlantis. It is a reminder that great civilizations can rise and fall, leaving barely a trace. The mud of southern Spain holds the secret, and we are getting closer every day to digging it out. If the hunt for Europe's oldest lost city fascinated you, please like this video and share it with your fellow archaeology buffs. And for more thrilling journeys into the world's most incredible lost histories, make sure you are subscribed to Adventure Hidden. Until our next expedition, keep digging and stay curious.